What would you say spurred this new direction on?
Oh, well, I've always drawn, all during the periods of years of painting and building the paintings into what they've become today. So I think the abstract drawing started kicking in about 4 years ago. They started out very large-scale works. These would be considered downscaled from the beginnings. I like them as big, giant murals. Some people have compared the size and the images and, of course, the black and white things to like Guernica by Picasso. It just happens to be a lot of big black and white graphic imagery. So they've really grown and developed, and the theme for this show, which is Underworlderness, again, the inspirations being from Navajo mythology and the concept of the four worlds underneath us, and the mystery and the unknown that exists, the subconscious world that is underneath our feet. So caverns and life forms and rivers and all of the things that go on that we're not very aware of, in this world that we're in. So they're very much animated. There's a lot of abstract images, movements. I referred to a lot of the small elements as characters. Some of them are stylized botanical things. There are animals. There are just constellations of different life forms. So some of them could be microscopic and blown up, or some of them could be actually just sort of ethereal images that move, almost like ghosts underneath the surface of the earth. So that became the inspiration, and then I have fun while I work on them. So there's a lot of fun that happens during the drawing. They change, they develop, they grow just on their own. And so I like being part of that and being responsible for executing them.
And you're going to be doing this during museum hours. So how many of these have you actually done where people can go and watch you, observe you, interact with you? How much influence do bystanders have on what eventually goes up on the wall?
Well, I'm very comfortable working around people. And if anyone's ever been to my studio, like near towards one of my shows or Indian Market, I've got people coming in and out of the studio, and I do work with an assistant. So I'm comfortable working around people and still continuing my thought process and my work ethic. I have worked on 3 other projects, which were installations in museums in New Mexico at the Institute of American Indian Arts, and then large-scale mural done at Museum of Indian Arts and Culture, and then another installation done at the Harwood Museum, which is up in Taos. So I've had some experience with some of the large-scale tasks and problems that can arise from doing something directly on the wall and making a mess in public and working just with other people around. And it is a challenge, but that's really how I grow, and it also helps me to realize things that I talk about, and I say, oh, someday I would like to do this, but I've actually got a deadline, I've got to do it. So it's always a great challenge for me.
And you're going to be here starting?
September 25th. I'm kidding you. I'll be here from the 4th of June through the 8th, and I'll be working on the drawing during the museum hours. People will be able to come in and watch me do what I'm doing.
That was going to be my next question was, people can come, people can watch, you're going to be interacting. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be in a museum and have the opportunity, and I'm grateful for that. And also to have people, see how I work. The process is interesting. There's a lot of drips, and there's a lot of things that happen very quickly, and it also gets me accustomed to dealing with people patiently and answering questions that they might have. And sometimes it's great with kids. They see things completely different than adults do. They're not interested in what it means and all the symbolism. They just really like the images, and they're very brilliant. I mean, I like kids' responses to what I do as an artist.
And speaking of kids, this would be a good segue into your other partner with the exhibit. That would be your son, Gabe. You want to talk a little bit about what Gabe's role in this is going to be?
Sure. Gabriel is my 18-year-old son. He is a film student at the Chicago Academy for the Arts. He's brilliant. He's very interesting. He's spent a lot of time looking at film, video, art. He's more inclined to follow the direction of contemporary artists. He's inspired people like Matthew Barney. He's very much into film as a means of expression and of art. So he likes people like Bill Viola. He loves installations. He likes performance, and he loves just the ability for film to kind of be an art form in itself, and not necessarily to tell a story narratively like Hollywood might do. He's really an art video kid. And that said, he's done some documentations of me working, and then he does his own little thing with them. And so I'm really excited to see what he's going to do. He's very creative, and he never surprises, he always surprises me with something very interesting, very unexpected and unique, and I let him do what he wants to do. He's very interesting in how he works. He's dyslexic, and so as a result, he has this way of doing things which doesn't make any sense, but it always turns out wonderful. And I think that's the magic of what dyslexia means to creativity. It's really a sort of a hidden genius, and for that I'm very proud of him as my son.
Well, great, and we are looking forward to seeing what goes up on the wall, and we're going to be here also along with Gabe, and we're just excited, and we're hoping that you're excited too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Yeah, there's somebody will bring me some coffee from Starbucks every day. That'd be great.
Great. Is there anything else you want to share with the cyber universe while we're at it, or as we call it, the cyber res?
No, other than just glad, like I said, to echo my sentiments about gratitude to be able to have a great space to do an opportunity to create and do that where people can actually come into a museum atmosphere and see all of that. So.